What prompted you to do this? Are you trying to inspire all other LGUs? Is this a part of a campaign promise, or you are just complying with Section 16 of the Local Government Code to implement the General Welfare Clause provision? So, pero bago yon, talagang binabati natin si Mayor Isko for initiating that move. You have the floor, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. To the members of the committee, good morning, and other guests. Well, thank you for this opportunity, Mr. Chair. Well, una, as like what the Supreme Court said, no, road, alleys, boulevards are beyond the commerce of men. For so many years, I've been hearing that when I was even in the law, during my stint in law school, laging pinaulit-ulit sa amin yun. And in fact, like what you have said, Mr. Chairman, yung Section 16 of the Local Government Code, which is the General Welfare Clause. But bago maging technical, Manila was like masyado na naging chaotic. Marami na ako naririnig ng mga senior citizen na nakakating trip sila ng biyahe ng ng Divisoria, Cubao, kasi nagkakating trip na sa Abad Santos. And the reason behind it is the entire recto from Asuncion to Abad Santos, that total of 8 lanes, more or less, are closed to public utility vehicle access. And even to the point, maraming senior citizen nangadapa, dala ng hindi na talaga, kahit maglakad, hindi na makapasok ng Abad Santos. So this was an issue of the people of Manila. So during the time, yes, I agree with the chair that it is our commitment to the people of Manila during the campaign. So immediately when we were fortunate to win the election, we are already dead set in our mind on what to do. And for so many interviews, I was asked, anong unang gagawin sa Maynila? Ay literal po talaga yon, hindi po yun metaphor. Talaga pong paliliguan namin ng Maynila. Dahil nga ho ang Maynila naging dugyot, naging banilin, libagin, parang there is no government, sort of saying. But everybody wanted the peace of the street. Everybody wanted the peace of the enterprise. Whether politicians or individuals or sino man yung mga organizer o mga siga-siga. So, kaya po, yun talaga ang nagtulak sa amin. To put order in the streets of Manila. At ang maganda po nito, Mr. Chair, TYO ito. Wala ho itong tosgas. Wala ho talaga. Kasi tingnan ninyo, sa totoo, to be honest and to be technical about it, ang nagastos ko lang yata in 3 weeks, 125,000 o 150,000. Nag-file lang ako ng bond. Nanalinis yung Recto, Soler, Wanluna, Tondo, Wanluna, Binondo, Dagupan, Blumentritt, Carriedo, Raon, Quezon Boulevard. TYO yun. Paano naging TY? Meron naman kami city engineering, meron naman kami DPS. Meron ding utaw yun. Mga empleyado namin. Existing. 15 at 30, na sweldo yun. Meron din kaming mga natitira pang supplies. So, we really try to be imaginative in such a way that ano ba talaga ang gustong mangyari ng pamahalaan at ng tao, anong inaasahan ng tao. So, nangyari na yung nangyari. Pero meron lang akong isi-share, if I may be allowed. Your Honor, gusto niyo bang malinis ang kalye? Simple-simple lang. Huwag kayong tatanggap. Huwag kayong tatanggap ng tangga. Awan ng Gaila. Umpisahan nyo na po yan sa barangay chair. Ano po, total, anyway, gagawa naman kayo ng batas eh. Gagawa naman, I would assume that the committee will come up with something with this. Simula po yan sa chairman. Una muna, organize yung kapgo, mga sibilyan, mukhang pulis. Mga pulis Makati po yun eh. Pulis Makatingin. Ang dami nun eh. Mga sibilyan yan, may baril, mag-organize. Kakausapin si chairman. Pagkakausap kay chairman, susunod yan, PCP. Police Community Precinct. Susunod yan, Commander, Presinto. Susunod yan, ahensya ng local government. Yun yung DPS, o like in our case, DPS. O doon na susunod si Edina sa Kasipati. Doon na po nangyayari ang lahat. So my point is, Mr. Chair, dapat magkaroon na ng basic law. I mean, I don't know if that's what you call it, but kapag ka mayroong ganoon, dapat automatic administratively liable yung barangay chairman. Yung LESPO. Automatic. Because if you are going to order them, Mr. Chair, what will happen next is cat and mouse. Totolong gising ka lang ng mga tao sa kalye. Kaya hindi nyo napansin, hindi ako natutulog. Dahil alam ko, totolong gising ako eh. Alam ko, nakapagtalikod ko, ilalatag nila ulit yan. Unang gagawin dyan, i-sniper. They call it in the street, sniper. Mobile yan, mobile. Pwede ho yan, isang parang kumot or tarpaulin, nyanyanggayin lang yan pagka pagka merong clearing operation. Pag iskerda ng clearing operators, latag na sila. Mapapagod yung gobyerno, mapapagod yung pamahalaan. Yung dating sniper, magkakatarima na yun. Yung lamesa. Yung tarima, komportable na. Susunod doon, magkakabodega na. Totoo po yun. Tapos susunod doon, magkakabanyo na siya. You can see, Juan Luna, you should see, wag na kayo lumayo sa City Hall ng Manila. I know some of you went to City Hall of Manila. Just 50 steps away, yung Taytay Island namin. Ito, opisina ng mayor, nandiyan dyan, no? 160 na bahay, bodega, tindahan, kubeta, in a park. So my point is, kaya kailangan po, Chair, Mr. Chair, siguro, pag nag-exist, administratively liable kagad yung barangay chairman at saka yung police bago pa umakyat yung responsibilidad sa alkalde. Kasi po bakit? Katulad namin, 43 million square kilometer with thousands of streets with 896 barangay, about 10,000 barangay official, and we have 20,000 barangay tanods in the city of Manila. More. And we are being surrounded by creeks, rivers, and the bay. Mas nakakaawa po ang Quezon City, mas malaki po sila. 3 doble po ang Quezon City, kaya nakakaawa ang Quezon City government talaga in terms kung babantayan ng babantayan. Now, I think it's high time to create a law. I don't know, ayoko pong pangunahan ng Senado. Merong nakalatag. Napicturan, nakalatag. Bukas, suspendido na si chairman. Yung LESPO, iskerda na. Tapong ka na. Bakit? May batas eh. Ngayon kasi, ang gagawin mo, Mr. Chair, wawagta ka doon sa Didi, pusa pare, yung commander mo dito, lipat mo muna to, tigas ang ulo. So, lagi ka nalang makikiusap, Kasi one way or another, babalik tayo doon sa unang nasabi ko. Tanggal lang yan, Mr. Chair. Yan ang bunot dulo ng lahat yan. Yung may mga politiko nung araw, may in denial pa na sabi, wala daw pera sa rekto. Wala raw pera sa kalye. Hindi raw totoo na milyon-milyon ang pera. Ito po ang challenge ko sa inyo. What is or what are your compelling reason not to do your job? Basic lang mo yan. Anong nagtutulak sa atin para, sa totoo po, wala naman po kaming ginagawa. In-implement lang po namin yung, sa tingin namin, gusto lang namin maibalik sa taong bayan yung kalsada. Total, nahirati na po sila. No, nahirati na sila ng dalawa. Sa amin, no, in our case, I'm not speaking in behalf of Metro Manila. 2 decades. Sabi nga ng tao, may kalye pala yung rekto. Ito ba? So sa amin lang, hindi naman siguro masama sa aming mga tagapamahala na muli naman makamtan ng taong bayan sa pangkalahatan yung kalye. Ngayon, ano po naging epekto? Ayun na. O di, naging matik. Nawala yung cutting trip. Bakit? Nakakadiretso na yung Baclaran Divisoria, Cubao Divisoria, o MCU Divisoria. Lahat po kasi yan, ang ending yan, Divisoria. Talagang dyan po lahat yan sa Asuncion. Tapos, kami po ba naging madamot sa ating mga kababayang malilit? Ay, hindi po. Ang clear namin, yung backbone. Saan namin sila inilagay? Sa fishbone. Perpendicular road. Tas piyait-piyait kami. Dalawang lane. Left and right. Sa vendor. Center lane. Total of 1 lane ang size amin, city government, para sa taong bayan. Tapos inalis lang namin yung tangga, siyempre. Alam mo naman dyan, talagang marami pa rin mga enterprising individual. So really, hindi pa kami successful. We're just starting. And I'm happy that President Duterte came up with a policy during the SONA. And I'm happy that Secretary Anyo came up with a memo. Why? At least, ito, hindi na kami mapagbibintangan ng kapritsyo lang ito or shenanigans. Epal lang. Ito, meron na kami memo ng DILG. Iyohoyo kami nito pagka hindi kami tumapad. Kumbaga, kaya ako kami natutuwa sapagkat ngayon po, ang nangyayari, nagiging pangkalahatan na. Kaya sa ating mga manunood, sa ating mga kababayan, ang MMDA, naatasan na rin, ang DILG naatasan na rin, ang local government. So, kaya siguro, the best way to do it, kung talagang desidido tayo, once and for all, Mr. Chair, basta nag-exist, ganun na lang, nag-exist, automatic, strike one. Maniwala kayo, there is 44,000 barangays. 42,000 barangays all over the country, 1,600 LGUs. It's really hard to, pag sinabi nating testing muna, o tikim-tikim, lalo lang lilito. Dapat to talaga, there must be certainty so that we, in the local government unit, following one direction. So, yun po, Mr. Chair, yan po ang maliit naming karanasan sa loob ng 1 buwan at 5 araw. Opo, marami pang challenge. Thank you.
Before we proceed, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of the following city administrators from Las Piñas, Mr. Balagulan, Mr. Ariel Inton from Quezon City, Mr. Jeronimo Manzanero, City Administrator of Pasig, the City Administrator of Parañaque, Fernando Soriano, the City Administrator of Pasay, Dennis Acorde, from Makati, Mr. Michael Camina, Councilor Raul Roco from Muntinlupa City, and from Malabon, Attorney Escalada. Meron ba akong hindi nabanggit? Salamat sa inyong pagdating. Siguro narinig nyo na yung...
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
maybe acknowledge also our Assistant City Administration, Bebot Kimpo of Quezon City.
Hindi, wala dito sa pangalan. We
Bebot
acknowledge your
Kimpo.
presence. I'm sorry for that. I posed 5 questions to Secretary Anyo. I hope you recorded that. Nakalimutan ko na yung iba. Naalala ko lang yung sinabi ni Mayor Esco, tanga. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung tanga. Tanga kasi damit dati nung ano eh.
Tangga. Yung ano yan, sinusuto ng ano yun sa ibaba. Pero yung tangga sa kalye, lagay ho yun. Yan ang...
Secretary Anyo.
Mr. Chair, first of all, I'd like to express my support to the position of Mayor Isko Moreno. Kung lahat po ng mayor ay katulad ni Mayor Isko Moreno, siguro mababawasan o baka wala na tayong problema sa buong Pilipinas. Because implementation of enforcing of discipline to our constituents should start from the local chief executives and the LGU officials. Hindi po pwede makapagpatupad tayo ng disiplina kung tumatanggap tayo ng lagay at hindi natin ginagawa yung trabaho. Yung pong ating direktiba na to, matagal na po yan eh. Yan naman talaga dapat gawin ng ating mga local chief executives. May ibang gumagawa pero walang timeline, walang deadline, at hindi simultaneous at walang concerted effort. So the President, during the last SONA, he announced a presidential directive during the State of the Nation address to clear roads of illegal structures and constructions. So sa amin po sa DILG, we're not into the business of traffic management because that belongs to other agencies. But sa amin is to ensure that all roads and illegal structures and constructions are removed. So I issued a memo circular 2019-121 last July 29. And it will cover a period of 60 days. A policy requiring LGUs nationwide to clear obstructions and address traffic in their areas. Ang mga pinagalan po natin ng memo ay ang mga governors, city and municipal mayors, punong barangays, heads of local sanggunians, and including DILG regional directors, BARMM regional governor. So, meaning to say po, nationwide itong ating memo circular. And in fact, for our priority region, which is the NCR, I assign USEX and ASEX from the DILG to closely work with Metro Manila mayors to carry out the directive of the President. Ito po yung mga salient features ng ating memo circular.
Of course, Secretary, I'll provide this committee a copy of your circular.
Yes, Your Honor, yes. Reclaim public areas used for private ends, demolish illegal structures and constructions, rehabilitate all recovered public roads, including the placement of street light and signages, address displacement issues, and revoke permits that allowed private entities to occupy public roads, and revisit ordinances and similar measures that are contrary into this MC. And of course, to prepare inventory of all roads within their jurisdiction. The primary roads and secondary roads, yun po yung priority natin, dapat 24/7, ano po yan, wala dapat na mga nakapark dyan. Yung tertiary road natin, kung saan nandun yung sa mga barangay, magkakaroon po dapat ng measure dyan ng one-side parking at night time. Dapat pag daytime, malinis din po yan. Simple lang yan, but it would be a big help to our constituents. So ito pong MC na to ay nag-start July 29. So ngayon po ay pang 8 araw na natin ito. And I'm happy to announce also that we have seen mayors leading our effort to clean up the roads. In fact, I issued another order for the mayors to get out of their offices and lead the clearing of the roads. So, likewise, I directed also the Philippine National Police to remove all PCPs and also the barangay captains to remove barangay halls that are in the middle of the street or in the roads. So tatanggalin po natin yan. And you asked about the incentive. So far we have not established any incentive.
Question, I suggested twice, Secretary, to make that part of the Seal of Good Governance Award and provide some incentives to the LGUs complying with your circular. But I have a sixth question. Kung 60 days lang po ito, paano ho yung continuity nito, yung sustainability nito? After August, after September, o nakakomply kami, September, o tapos na yung circular, may deadline, nakakomply kami sa deadline, pero pagdating ng December, o bumalik na naman yung daycare center, nilagay na dun sa gitna. Di ba? So, how do you sustain this?
Yung pong 60 days, Mr. Chairman, is just the clearing operations. Kasama rin po sa memo circular, yung sustenance and maintenance nitong orderliness. Diyan po pumapasok yung sinasabi kanina ni Mayor Isko na sana magkaroon ng batas para one strike para sa ating mga especially barangay captains. But in the existing setup, meron po naman tayong mga kaukulang sanctions or disciplinary measures, particularly suspending the local government officials. The mayors, the city mayors and the provincial governors are directly under the supervision of the president. So the president can, and the president mentioned to me that just make the recommendation, he would immediately enforce the preventive suspension. And for the municipal mayors and the barangay captains, dalawa po yan, ano? Pwede pong through the sangguniang panglungsod at sangguniang panlalawigan, at meron pong mas direct approach through the ombudsman. And last week I had a meeting with the ombudsman himself, and he's very supportive. In fact, if I would bring the complaint directly to the ombudsman for the municipal mayors and the barangay captain, he would ensure the issuance of preventive suspension. We have to do this, Your Honor, Mr. Chairman, because we believe that we have to really strictly enforce the law.
Yes, Mr. Chair, on the same topic, gusto lang namin magpasalamat kay Mayor Isko, mga shoppingerang laman ng Divisoria, katulad ng nanay ko at ako. At sa wakas nakakalakad na, mabilis na. Ang problema, maraming nagsasabi na pagkatapos ng 1 oras, 2 oras, nagsisibali ka na naman. At ito na ang kinatatakutan natin, yung totolonggasin nga at yung usong sniper sa Manila. Pabalik-balik lang talaga. At may pumupuna pa nga na yung pulis at yung ating mga DPS, yung ating mga engineering office have much better work to do than to keep clearing these people every hour on the hour. Meron na ba tayong mas long-term plan? Kasi ang kabila naman ito, alam natin na si Mayor hirap din dahil maraming umaangal na ang mga palengke at lehitimong lugar ng pagbenta. Napakamahal katulad ng Quinta Market. Hindi naman afford ng tao. So, eto nga, ano yung sabihin na natin, medium term or long term plan para sa lahat ng vendors ng Maynila, kahit sinasabi na hindi taga Maynila kundi Dayo, ano ang plano natin?
Thank you, Madam Senator. Well, kami po, katulad na nabanggit ko sa bandang huli kanina, we tried to accommodate as many as possible. Pero ako po, personally, hindi po ako maakap ng posing hindi ko kayang yakapin talaga eh. I can only do this much, but the others should also do the same. For example, I hope our neighboring cities will not get offended. Pasensya na kayo. Some of these vendors are from Baclaran, some of these vendors are from Parañaque, and some of these vendors are from Malabon. So, kasi naging anong tawag dito, minahan ng opportunity ang recto, so everybody wanted to go there. But in our case, kita po ninyo, no, hindi naman no kami perfect talaga yung nangyari. Mapapasin ninyo yung recto, tingnan nyo yung bangketa, may tinda pa. Because what we're after is basically clear the streets. Let people use the street. Literal. Non-negotiable. So, tapos pagpapasin nyo, pagpupunta kayo ng Ilaya, Santo Cristo, Haboneros, Carmen Planas, Tabora, no? Makikita nyo, nandoon naman sila. Same thing with Quiapo, non-negotiable ang Carriedo. Pero pag tinignan mo doon sa Hidalgo, Villalobos, okay naman. Katulad halimbawa ng Plaza Miranda, sabi ko, doon sa PCP Commander, si Major, sabi ko, non-negotiable yung Plaza Square. Kasi yung spill ng mga magsisimba, ayoko sila nag-i-spill sa Quezon Avenue kasi yung Quezon Boulevard, kasi yung Quezon Boulevard, Major Toroper, baka magka-aksidente. Kasi dati doon na nga nag-i-spill ang tao tuwing Biyernes. O ngayon, nag-i-spill. Isa naman nilagay yung vendor doon sa Gedli. Andiyan lang sila. Sa may square. Gilid.
Gilid.
Gilid. Ayan. Andiyan lang siya. So nakapaghanap buhay naman sila.
So, Mayor, ilan sa tingin mo yung dapat i-accommodate talaga? May bilang na ba yan?
More or less, we're talking of about easily 5,000 to 7,000.
Ilan dyan ang maa-accommodate mo at balak mo i-accommodate on a more permanent basis?
It will never be permanent, Madam. I beg your indulgence. I cannot make it permanent because this is streets. This is what we call by tolerance and by compassion. This is now.
So, tiisan lang tayo muna.
Opo, talagang
Pero,
parang nagbabalanse ka lang ng na okay, kala ko ba beyond the commerce of men? Bakit ito, kalye? So, you're trying to govern in such a way, this is the general public, this is for some, itong mga mahihirap nating kababayan. But, along the way, Chairman Lim, we've been talking about making available space with regard if the Senate or another department which we have to talk to is DNR, yung mga creek namin, these are spaces sa mga makabagong bansa o makabagong mga mauunlad na bansa, creeks are now being utilized as a space, whether green space or parking space.
or even just a temporary area for commerce.
Yan, yun po, Madam Senator. Napakaganda po nung idea ninyo.
Yep.
Na kung saan, sa Makati nga, nagawa nila Nagkaroon pa ng sinihan yung creek Oo.
Sa Mailog.
Meron o di ho ba? So baka naman po pwede rin maging applicable yung the same concept kasi okay lang naman kami mangopya kung sa tingin naman namin napapakinabangan naman. Iyon po katulad kami, meron kami tinatawag na Muelle de Binondo. Ang laki po nun. Alam po ninyo yun, roughly, this is about 10 hectares. 10 hectares in the heart of Binondo. Marami pa kaming creek sa Ungpin. Marami pa kaming creek sa Magdalena.
Huwag lang matakpan ng permanente.
Parang
Yun
ano
lang
po
naman
yun,
ang
may
issue
concept
doon.
po doon,
Oo.
in between, may space for purposes of dredging.
Dredging.
Tapos, para may views, may eyesight ka lang kung clog ba yung ilalim. Kaya naman po yun. Nag-exist na po yung teknolohiya na yun.
Yun lang ang i-recommend kasi nga